From the very beginning of time, moments have been set apart that hold more weight than others. Seasons where heaven draws nearer, where the unseen opens itself to those who have kept their faith through storms, trials, and silence. August 19th is one of those marked times, not just another day on a calendar, but a window where destiny aligns, where long-awaited answers stir in the unseen, preparing to flow into the lives of those who remained steadfast. The faithful, those who chose to trust even when the road felt endless, are stepping into a realm of blessing so vast that it can only be described in magnitudes beyond comprehension. It is not a trickle, not a mere chance, but a flood prepared in the shape of billion blessings, measured not in numbers alone, but in breakthroughs, healing, restoration, and divine alignments. This season is not about coincidence. It is about design, about stepping into what was always meant for you. Before we go deeper, pause for just a moment. If you are watching this, it is not by accident. You are meant to receive this word. I ask you to stay with me until the very end of this video, because the message has been crafted to speak directly to the deepest parts of your heart. Take a moment to write your most sincere wishes, along with 777, in the comments below, and subscribe to this channel so that this community can amplify your intentions into the universe. This is a sacred act of releasing energy, aligning faith with action, and giving room for the fulfillment of what you carry within. Trust that every wish released will not go unheard. It will be carried with the same flow that is now beginning to surround your life. The truth about August 19th is that it marks a threshold. Think of your journey up until now. Every hardship, every unanswered question, every night you wondered why nothing was shifting. All of it has been leading to this point. The faithful are never forgotten, though at times it may feel like heaven was silent. The silence was not absence, it was preparation. It was the forming of a door that could only open at the right time. And now, that time is before you. The billion blessings prepared are not small adjustments to your life. They are monumental changes, shifts so profound that when you look back, you will barely recognize the person you once were. This is because abundance at this scale does not just fill your hands, it transforms your being. Picture a river that has been dammed for years, the pressure building behind it with every passing season. The water longs to move, to flow, to nourish the land waiting on the other side. That river is your blessing. The dam has been the waiting, the trials, the necessary seasons of growth. But August 19th is the crack in the wall, the divine moment where the dam gives way and the flood of abundance bursts forth, not in chaos, but in perfect alignment with what you are now ready to hold. Billion blessings are not thrown recklessly, they are entrusted. They require readiness, maturity, and the kind of faith that endures even when logic screams otherwise. And you, chosen one, you have carried that faith. In this season, you will notice the shift not only in what comes toward you, but in how you begin to see yourself. Abundance is not just about external possessions, it is about internal realization. The faithful rise differently. You will notice that the confidence once hidden under fear will emerge. The clarity that once felt clouded will sharpen. Relationships, opportunities, and even your perspective on past pain will transform. This is what happens when billion blessings flow. It is not about wealth alone, it is about wholeness. It is the mending of broken places, the restoration of what was lost, and the sudden realization that nothing you endured was wasted. Even the date itself carries meaning. August 19th signifies transition, the movement from one chapter into another. It whispers of endings, but also of beginnings far greater. Some doors may close in your life around this time, and you may feel the temptation to mourn them. But understand this: every ending is only heaven's way of clearing space for something you could not yet imagine. Billion blessings cannot fit into hands still clutching old losses. They require release, surrender, and trust that what is on its way is greater than what is gone. This is not loss. It is exchange, a divine trade where your faith yields what silence has hidden. So as this window opens, let your heart lean in. Imagine what it means for blessings to not trickle, but flow, not once, but continuously. Imagine the shift in your life when everything aligns not sporadically, but consistently, until your reality reflects the abundance that has always been promised to you. This is the scale of what is unfolding. It is bigger than you think, deeper than you planned, and closer than you ever dared hope. August 19th is not waiting for your perfection. It is responding to your persistence. Billion blessings have been prepared not for the flawless, but for the faithful, and you, chosen one, are stepping into the current of this flow. There are moments when you can feel the shift before it even arrives, as if the air itself grows heavier with promise, as if the silence around you is pregnant with possibility. This is what August 19th carries. It is not just a date. It is an atmosphere, a divine current of preparation that you can already sense if you quiet yourself enough to notice. For the chosen ones, those who remained faithful, the anticipation is more than a feeling. It is confirmation that the long wait has been worth it. Billion blessings do not arrive without announcement. They whisper in your spirit. They stir your thoughts. They align the small details of your days in ways you cannot explain. This is heaven's way of saying, get ready. What is coming is too great for you to treat casually. The truth is, many people give up just before the breakthrough arrives. They lose faith in the silence, believing that heaven has forgotten them. But the faithful, those who chose to hold on even when nothing made sense, are the ones who are about to see the outpouring. Abundance in this form requires endurance, because the magnitude of what is being prepared cannot be carried by those who waver with every storm. You may have wondered why you had to wait so long, why others seemed to receive while you remained in the shadows. The answer is not punishment. It is preparation. You are not receiving the blessing of hundreds or thousands. You are being entrusted with the flow of billions. And that weight requires shoulders that have been strengthened through trial. Think about your own story. How many times did you stand at the edge of giving up? How many moments did you feel that all your efforts were wasted? Yet, here you are, listening, still seeking, still open. That alone is proof of your faithfulness, proof that you are part of the chosen who have been set apart for this exact season. Billion blessings are not about chance. They are about alignment, and you are aligned because you refused to walk away. Each hardship you endured was like a deposit into an unseen account, and now the release is scheduled. August 19th is the marked day where what was stored up for years begins to overflow. And when these blessings begin to flow, they will not trickle in one area alone. They will touch every dimension of your life. Financial provision will meet you in unexpected places. Relationships that once felt broken will suddenly find restoration. Opportunities that you thought were lost forever will return. not in their old form, but in greater refined ways. Even your inner life, the way you see yourself and the confidence with which you step forward, will be transformed. This is what makes the blessing so vast. It is not one stream, it is many. Billion blessings flow like rivers converging into your story, reshaping the land of your life until it looks entirely different. You may begin to notice unusual favor. People who once overlooked you will now take notice. Doors that once shut in your face will swing wide without you even knocking. The timing of events will align so perfectly that you will know it is not coincidence, but design. This is what it means for the faithful to be rewarded. Heaven has been orchestrating a masterpiece behind the curtain, and August 19th is when the curtain lifts, when the scene you have been waiting for finally plays out before your eyes. Do not be surprised if you feel both excitement and fear at the same time. Abundance at this scale can be overwhelming. The mind may struggle to believe what the heart already knows, that you are worthy of this, that you are ready. But understand this: your worthiness was never measured by perfection. It was measured by persistence. You stayed when it would have been easier to walk away. You believed when logic said it was over. That is why this season is yours. Billion blessings were not prepared for those who had it easy. They were prepared for those who remained faithful when nothing made sense. So lift your eyes and prepare your heart. The river is breaking open, and once it flows, it will not stop. Abundance is not coming to tease you or visit for a moment. It is coming to remain, to saturate your life until the very atmosphere around you changes. People will notice the glow, the peace, the joy that begins to radiate from you. And you will know, deep inside, that it was always meant for you. That every tear, every silent prayer, every night of waiting was not wasted. Billion blessings are not only prepared, they are appointed, and their appointment is now. Every great story has a turning point, a moment when the narrative shifts and everything that seemed impossible begins to unfold with ease. For you, August 19th is not just another day on the calendar. It is that turning point, the pivot where your personal story takes on a divine acceleration. The faithful have often lived through long seasons where progress felt invisible, where every step forward was met with resistance. Yet these hidden chapters were not wasted. They were building the strength, resilience, and wisdom necessary to carry what is now about to be released. Billion blessings are not sudden in their creation. They have been long prepared, and now they are finally revealed. In the quiet years of waiting, you may have felt forgotten. Doors closed before you even had the chance to knock. Opportunities slipped through your hands like water. But what you did not see was how heaven was aligning everything beyond your field of vision. Just because you couldn't see it didn't mean it wasn't happening. Think of a tree whose roots grow deep underground before it ever shows leaves above the surface. That is what your faithfulness has been. Root work, unseen but essential. And August 19th marks the season where the fruit bursts forth, undeniable and abundant. Billion blessings are more than material wealth, though provision is part of it. They represent completeness, wholeness, the kind of abundance that spills over into every corner of your existence. You may wake up one morning after this shift and realize that the heaviness you carried in your spirit is gone. Where you once felt lack, you will begin to feel overflow. Where you once carried fear, you will find courage. Where you once doubted yourself, you will step forward with clarity and strength. This is the transformation that comes with a blessing designed not to pass through you, but to dwell with you. And yet, Abundance requires readiness. If heaven were to release everything all at once when you were unprepared, it would crush you instead of elevate you. This is why your story has taken the shape it has. Every closed door was training. Every delay was discipline. Every unanswered prayer was sharpening your faith until you could see beyond what your eyes told you. The chosen ones are not simply handed blessings. They are entrusted with them. And entrustment means heaven trusts that you will not only receive, but steward what is given. Billion blessings are about multiplication, about you becoming a source of light, provision, and encouragement for others who still walk in the shadows. Think about how many lives your breakthrough will touch. When you step into this abundance, you will not walk alone. Those connected to you, family, friends, even strangers who cross your path, will be impacted by the overflow. The faithful do not hoard, they share, because they know that blessings expand when they are poured out. This is why your story matters more than you realize. The shift on August 19th is not just about your life. It is about a ripple effect that will echo through countless others. You may even begin to notice how your presence changes environments. Walk into a room, and suddenly the atmosphere feels lighter. Speak a word of encouragement, and others feel strength rising in their hearts. Carry out your work, and doors open for others behind you. Billion blessings prepare you to be more than a receiver. They position you as a vessel. And when you understand this, abundance stops feeling overwhelming and starts feeling purposeful. But let me be clear, this season is not about striving. You do not have to chase these blessings. They are already prepared. Your role is to align your spirit, to remain open, to say yes when the opportunities arrive. Often, the faithful miss what is for them because they expect it to look the same as it did in the past. Do not make that mistake. Abundance may arrive in unexpected ways. A conversation that leads to a new opportunity. A connection that feels coincidental but is divinely orchestrated. A sudden inner clarity that shows you the next step. Your faithfulness has already unlocked the release. Now your openness will determine how fully you receive it. So as this day approaches, stand firm in expectancy. Refuse to let doubt speak louder than hope. When your mind tries to question, remind yourself that you have been prepared for this. When fear whispers that you are not ready, remember the endurance you've already shown. Billion blessings are not for someone else. They are for you. And August 19th is your reminder that heaven keeps its promises. There comes a moment when what has been hidden in preparation begins to rise into visibility, when what was once only a whisper in your spirit turns into a reality you can touch. August 19th carries that weight for the faithful. This is not just a date you will pass through, it is a marker in your timeline, one that will divide your story into a before and an after. And as this moment draws closer, it is important for you to understand that the magnitude of these billion blessings will not simply meet your expectations, they will exceed them. The faithful have always been stretched by seasons of waiting, and the waiting often felt endless. You may have asked yourself countless times why others seemed to move forward while your steps were slowed. You may have struggled with questions that kept you awake at night. Did I miss my chance? Was I forgotten? Did all my prayers fade into silence? Yet the truth is, none of those years were wasted. In fact, they were necessary. Every delay was not a denial, but a layer of preparation. And now, the blessings that were being cultivated in unseen places are aligning themselves to your life with precision. Picture a vast reservoir of water being stored behind a dam. For years it remains contained, quietly building pressure, waiting for the appointed time. Then suddenly, the floodgates open, and the water bursts forth with unstoppable force. That is what August 19th represents for you. A flood of blessings, not in a trickle, but in an unstoppable outpouring. Billion blessings are not simply added to your life. They pour into every crevice, filling every empty space, addressing every need, and overflowing into places you did not even know required healing. And the beauty of this abundance is not only that it arrives, but how it transforms you. You will begin to recognize how each trial sharpened you to carry this abundance without losing yourself. Some people crumble under blessing because they mistake it for an escape rather than an assignment. But you, through the refining of faithfulness, are being given not only the abundance but the wisdom to sustain it. Billion blessings are a trust, and heaven entrusts them to those who can see beyond their own gain into the greater purpose. What does this greater purpose look like? It looks like you stepping into rooms you never thought you belonged in, only to realize you were being prepared for them all along. It looks like opportunities arising at exactly the right time, fitting into your life with such precision that you know it could not have been orchestrated by chance. It looks like connections being formed with people whose paths you were never meant to cross until now, because together you carry pieces of a bigger vision. This is the divine choreography at work. The faithful steps that once seemed aimless, now revealed as part of a grand design. And yet these blessings are not just external. They also shift the internal landscape of your spirit. You will notice that the heaviness of the past begins to lift. The voices of doubt that once echoed loudly will grow faint, replaced by a steady confidence that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Billion blessings do not just change circumstances. They transform identities. They remind you that you are not a bystander in your own story. You are chosen, appointed, and deeply loved. So what should you do as this window of abundance draws near? You prepare by aligning your thoughts, your words, and your actions with expectation. You resist the urge to rehearse old disappointments because they no longer serve the future being written for you. You lift your eyes to the horizon and remain open to the unexpected ways in which these blessings may appear. For while you may imagine abundance arriving in one form, heaven often delivers in ways that are far greater, far wider, and far deeper than you could have envisioned. Remember this: the date does not hold the power by itself. It is your faith, your openness, your willingness to receive that determines how much of the blessing flows into your life. August 19th is simply the appointed time for the release, but your posture is what ensures you stand beneath the outpouring. Billion blessings are not random. They are intentional, prepared specifically for those who have remained steadfast, even when they felt unseen. And because of your faithfulness, you will not miss what has been reserved for you. There is something extraordinary about the moment when destiny finally aligns with preparation. You may not have noticed it, but everything in your life has been quietly arranging itself to meet this season. The struggles, the closed doors, the waiting, all of it has been a refining process, shaping you into someone capable of carrying the magnitude of what is about to be released. On August 19th, the billion blessings prepared for the faithful are not just about material increase or external opportunities. They are about alignment, about the right pieces finally fitting together in ways you could never have forced on your own. For so long, you may have felt as though your story was a collection of scattered chapters, fragments that did not seem to connect. Perhaps you faced heartbreak that made no sense, or detours that seemed to strip you of progress. Yet now, as this appointed moment draws near, you will begin to see the threads weaving together into a tapestry so intricate that only heaven itself could have designed it. Billion blessings come with clarity. They do not simply hand you gifts, they reveal the meaning behind your journey. Suddenly you realize why certain doors had to remain shut, why some people had to exit your life, and why certain opportunities were delayed. It all makes sense when the fullness of blessing is unveiled. Consider the faithful like a gardener tending to soil for years, unsure if the seeds will ever sprout. The ground looks barren. The waiting feels endless. But beneath the surface, roots are forming. Strength is being built in unseen places. And then, suddenly, life bursts forth, not in one small sprout, but in an overflowing harvest. That is the picture of this season. Your patience has not been in vain. Your faith has not gone unnoticed. The harvest was always promised. It simply required time. And now, August 19th is that signal that the wait is over. What makes this release unique is the measure of it. We are not speaking of small answers or limited provision. The word billion blessings is intentional, not merely poetic. It speaks to an outpouring so vast that it cannot be contained within the boundaries of your own life. These blessings will overflow into your family, into your relationships, into your work, and into every arena connected to you. They are not designed to stop with you. They are designed to flow through you, touching others, becoming streams of hope for those who once doubted that miracles were possible. And here is where your faithfulness becomes significant. Because you endured the long nights and continued to believe even when you saw nothing, you are not only receiving abundance, you are being positioned as a testimony. Others will look at your story and find encouragement for their own. They will say, if this breakthrough was possible for them, then surely it is possible for me too. Your billion blessings become evidence of divine faithfulness, not just in your life, but as a light to countless others. But this season also carries a responsibility. Abundance is not meant to overwhelm you or distract you. It is meant to empower you. As the doors open and opportunities arise, you will be asked to steward them with integrity, with wisdom, and with humility. The faithful are entrusted not just with blessings, but with influence, and influence carries weight. How you use what is being given will determine the impact it leaves behind. This is why your preparation was so vital. You are not stepping into this season as someone unready or unaware. You are stepping into it as someone who has been tested, shaped, and refined. There will be moments when the abundance feels almost too great to process. You may even find yourself asking, why me? How could I possibly deserve all of this? But remember, blessings are not about deserving. They are about being chosen. You are chosen not because of perfection, but because you remained faithful when it would have been easier to walk away. And because of that, you are now standing in the flow of promises that were spoken long ago, promises that could never fail. So, as August 19th approaches, prepare not only your plans, but your heart. Allow yourself to believe that what is coming is bigger than anything you have experienced before. Position yourself with expectation, because expectation is the open hand that receives what heaven is releasing. And above all, know this: your story is shifting, your atmosphere is changing, and the outpouring of billion blessings prepared for the faithful will not miss you. It is arriving right on time, and it is arriving for you. This is your divine moment. Step forward with faith, for the billion blessings are here. Your story has shifted forever, and the best is only just beginning.